Hi, I'm Lynne. Welcome to this week's Fit Tip, how to build sexy shoulders. Well, Victor and I boarded the World, which is the ResidanSea, where people actually own apartments or condos on this cruise ship called the World. You may recall that Victor surprised me a couple years ago for our 30th anniversary when we boarded the World to celebrate our 30th anniversary in the Greek islands and the Turkish coast. Well, this time we boarded the World in Bermuda, actually traveled to Baltimore, and we're on our way on the sea, in the Atlantic Ocean, traveling to Charleston, South Carolina. See, they have all kinds of really neat things to do here on the World, including a putting green that's behind me. So here we are on the World, and I'd like to share with you a few tips on how to build sexy shoulders. Well, so often I see people, men or women, trying to train their shoulders and actually causing more harm than good. The reason why is the shoulder is a very complex joint. It helps to articulate the bones of your clavicle, your scapula, as well as your humerus, or the bone in your arm, your upper arm here. And it's very complicated. Lots of tendons and ligaments, as well as muscles that have to work together in order to either stabilize or create movement through the shoulder joint. But the thing is that I see people do so often, because they pick these dumbbells up, is to try to think of training their shoulders so that they take their arms actually straight laterally like this and locking their elbow. Well, those are two things you should avoid doing. What I want you to do instead is focus on this activity. Number one, brace your core, brace your abs. Focus on great posture. And the next thing I want you to do is focus on creating this scapular retraction. When you create scapular retraction, in other words, your scapula, your shoulder blades drop down and back into your back hip pocket. It allows your arms to come up forward like this. And you notice my arms are not straight to the side. My elbows are bent slightly, and my arms are slightly forward as well, so not directly to the side. And in doing so, it is impossible to have my wrists at the same level as my elbows. When you have true scapular retraction, your wrists will be slightly higher than your elbows, and it's much safer movement to do. And it doesn't matter whether you're doing lateral raises or even movements such as the Arnold Schwarzenegger overhead press, which will help build strong and sexy shoulders. You want to make sure that you first engage the scapula with scapular retraction, and that will help build your strong, sexy shoulders. You can also do the same movement with some tubing, either 1 foot on the tubing, 2 feet, or the 2-foot spread. Again, you want to focus on retracting your scapula, lift the arms out to the side, not directly to the side, slightly forward, with your shoulder blades back and down, wrists slightly higher than your elbows, and then slowly return back to their starting position. And the best benefit of all, you build a cereal bowl right here in your shoulder joint. You know, strong, sexy shoulders also have the cereal bowl for men or for women. So that's it for this Fit Tip, how to build strong, sexy shoulders. Remember to retract your scapula back and down as you lift your arms to the side, slightly forward, elbows slightly lower than your wrists. Well, if you'd like more information about this tip or any of my other tips, please log on to LynneBriggs.com. If you'd like to pass this on to a friend, family member, or coworker, please feel free to do so. And if you want to see the text version, just hit the link. We close each of my Fit Tips with a thought for the day. So the thought for the day is brought to you by Joan Baez. And the thought is this: action is the antidote to despair. Action is the antidote to despair. Think about that. Until we meet again, you go, girl.